This is such a killer intro. The big title phasing in and then the handwritten Lord British signature. I love the little guys at the bottom dancing with the dragon. No! Main menu. Okay, let's check the manual. The Book of Play. This thing is oozing with flavor. Every single word is written within universe. You don't make backup copies of your disc. You utilize the strange powers of thy living machine and invoke the spell of copy. Everything's got this sense of urgency about it, constantly reminding you of the ever-approaching sound of orc war drums. Okay, so this game has a roster, and we play as a party. Alright, I'm only gonna say this once, so pay attention. Wizardry. Okay, now that's out of the way, I'll never mention it again. So you need to make 4 characters. There's a bunch of classes, but they all seem stupid except for the cardinal 4. There are races too, and if you've got 2 brain cells to rub together, then you can figure out the optimal pairing of race and class. You also have skill points to distribute. Put 25 into your main stat, 15 into your secondary stat, and 5 each into the leftover. Pretty simple stuff. So our party is comprised of K-Bar, the dwarf fighter, Kavis, the elf thief, Katos, the hobbit cleric, and Kalius, the fuzzy wizard. Oh yeah, this game has a plot. I almost forgot. It's a whole last page that can be summarized in a sentence or 2. So after defeating the evil wizard from Ultima 1 and the evil wizard from Ultima 2, a new threat emerges. The evil wizard from Ultima 3. He's out there somewhere. Good luck, asshole. Well, here I am, I guess. All alone and left to deal with the deadliest of foes, the interface. You start with a dagger and cloth armor for every character. You need to press R to ready a weapon, input which character you're referring to, and then choose a weapon based on its letter index. You have to remember what weapon is what letter. If you need to go back and check, then you have to cancel this whole equipping operation and open the character's inventory. Okay, so dagger is B. I think it's a really cute detail that your inventory contains 2 hands. You know, just in case you weren't sure or something. Okay, now R to ready, character 1, weapon B, dagger equipped. It's the same process for putting on armor. So you gotta do that twice for all 4 people in the party. This is so annoying before you get used to the controls. Well, Lord British is in town, and he's got 2 emotional support silly guys. Welcome, my child. Experience more. Okay, I guess we're not cool enough for the main quest. Well, let's just explore the world and see what's out there. This is the first town. It seems smaller than the Ultima 2 towns. Round back. Okay. Oh, there's a guy here. Only with exotic arms can you win. Cool. The towns all contain NPCs who say cryptic clues such as "Dawn comes every new pair" or "Exodus lies beyond the silver snake." You basically have to write down all of these lines to piece stuff together and figure out how to beat the game. Alright, well, I've seen everything. Let's get out of here. The world map is very small. Ultima 1 was very wide, very deep, and very tall. Ultima 2 was a twisting labyrinth of space and time. But Ultima 3 is just this. And trust me, the scale is way smaller than it looks on the map. The manual says to mark down settlements and dungeons, so that's what I'm gonna do. All of these towns are super cool. You have this pirate town where you have to push your way through a crowded bar to find a store. There's this authoritarian place with guards all over and a prison. And there's this strange forest full of weirdo priests. It's crazy how much variety is achieved with only like 5 different tiles. All of the dungeons are tucked away in little corners, just out of plain sight. They aren't hard to find at all, but you still feel like you're discovering something. Sooner or later, you'll run into some real assholes out there. Yeah, there's fighting in this game. It's all tactical and shit. It basically plays the same as Ultima 2, except you alternate between all of your dudes. It's turn-based, but if you don't make a move fast enough, then you'll be skipped. The combat is slow enough that you can make considerate plans, but it still moves along fast enough to be stressful. It's about as clunky as the rest of the controls, and honestly, the combat feels kind of tedious. Combat itself was never the main appeal of this franchise. I'd prefer the less involved combat of the previous titles. Well, I've seen pretty much everything, talked to everyone. I still have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Anyway, I think I'll try hitting one of the dungeons. I'll just wiggle my way through here. This is a very realistic depiction of pushing your way through a crowded bar, by the way. Anyway, so I'm going to get torches and some gems. I'm going to choose a dungeon randomly, and away we go. So these are first-person affairs with random encounters. There's chests with annoying-ass traps, just plain old annoying-ass traps, fountains that will heal you, hurt you, poison you, or cure you of poison, and a red-hot rod? Who will touch it? No one. That's fucking stupid. Anyway, the perspective is really messed up and makes no sense. You can look into these little gems and get a map. This is the only time that the game pauses, so drawing down maps on graph paper is a relaxing change of pace. I'm a big fan of drawing my own maps. I have enough money now to get my bad bitches kitted out, and I can consistently not starve to death, so yay for that. Still though, what the hell do I do? I'll go back to Lord British. Okay, so he'll give me extra hit points for every level that I get. That's helpful, but it doesn't help me at all. I purchased some keys and decided to snoop around the castle. Oh my god, Oracle. Please, dear God, just take my money and tell me what to do. Okay, so he says something about marks, playing cards, and holy shrines. I have to go to that authoritarian town to learn something. And he's also telling me that I need to hit dungeons to aid in thy cryptic search. And that I need to find the Time Lord. Okay. So I'm going to hit the authoritarian place and get into the prison. You can bribe some guards by pressing O to input an other command and typing in the word. The other command is really cool to me. It makes it feel like anything is possible in this setting. I strongly dislike adventure games, but adventure elements are rad as hell. Okay, so I'll just bust these guys out and see what they got for me. Search for cards, okay. Search the shrines. Alright, well, you're free now, guys. Lord British has this secret kinky torture chamber for jesters. Let's just walk on the barbecue and see what he says. West 8, South 35, await dawn. Cool. Okay, so these two numbers at the top are the phases of the world's twin moons. The manual has this diagram explaining it. This mechanic is implied to be important, but it isn't clear what for. A dude earlier said dawn comes each new pair. I take that to mean pair of new moons, which is 00. And the kinky jester said West 8, South 35, await dawn. So I'll go West 8, South 35, and then await dawn. Holy shit, there's a town here. Dawn lasts but a brief moment. Finding this place is so satisfying. It was such a quintessential Ultima moment. This place sells +2 and +4 weapons, +2 armor, and I got a horsey for my bad bitches. I'm just gonna sweep the perimeter and try to find any hidden clues. Well, that's about it. I'm out of here. So I assume that the +4 weapons are the exotics that I need to beat the game. So my plan is to hit the dungeons, to save enough money for the exotics, while also searching for the shrines, cards, and marks, and the Time Lord. What's that sound? Oh my god, pirate ship, pirate ship, pirate ship. Wow, this battle screen is rad. Okay, well, the boat's mine now. Getting a boat was a huge deal in the previous games. You can blast bitches with cannons, you don't get XP for it though, and their loot gets completely obliterated along with their newly dismembered carcass. The wind direction is a constant force to contend with. You cannot sail your ship against the wind. This is super annoying. I usually like immersive, inconvenient mechanics like that, but my god, this sucks. Just let me move. Oh hey, another new town. Invoke the Silver Snake. Pray in the Circle of Light. Okay, well, this town's got all the town stuff, I guess. Nothing special. These towns are starting to give me Ultima 1 vibes. Okay, so I'm going to the weirdo hippie colony to pray in the Circle of Light. Okay, pray. Yell Evocare. Okay. Y to yell, player 1, Evocare. No effect? Okay. I'm officially stumped. I don't have any more clues to go off of other than the Oracle's vague direction that the dungeons will help me find cards, marks, shrines, and the Time Lord. So I'm getting kitted up, leveled up, and we're going dumpster diving. My patience is really running out for this game. I spent so much time mapping out these dungeon levels. When you peer into a gem, there's all these question marks. They can either be a chest, a trap, wind that blows out your torches, mystic writing that might say something important, or gremlins which steal all of your food and force you to go to the surface. So I have to check every one of these question marks because they could be something I need to beat the game. But most likely it's something that hurts me. There is no way that I can check every single square of every single level of every single dungeon. I don't even know how many levels there are in a dungeon. I set aside an entire weekend to explore the depths of Ultima 3. I thought I would get somewhere, but instead I just got so burnt out on this game. I've been far too directionless for far too long. I know that this segment will go by in 2 minutes for you, but for me this was 2 or 3 whole weekends. I don't have a single shred of energy left for this game. I'm gonna cheat. So if you steer your ship into a whirlpool, you get transported to the hidden continent of Ambrosia. Upon navigating this ungodly map, you can find one of 4 shrines. There's a shrine for each stat, and you put money into it to level up your stats. You also need to search it to find a card. Each one has a different card: soul, moon, death, and love. This will end up being a massive gold sink. I maxed out my cleric's wisdom stat, so now I have access to all of the cleric spells. Yeah! Oh shit, that must be the silver snake, I guess. So now begins the grand grind for max stats on all of my characters. Thanks to my completely redundant mapping of a single dungeon, I found a pretty sweet little circuit for grinding gold. Level 4 of this dungeon has a room full of chests. Then level 3 has a ton too. Level 2 has a full heal and a cure poison fountain. And then use my new cleric spell to teleport to the surface. Rinse, repeat. My thief has 9,999 gold. I'm assuming that's the limit someone can carry? So you can press J to pool all of your party's gold into one character. However, if the party's total gold is over 9,999, the rest will just evaporate. You need to find ways of juggling money in order not to waste any. It gets annoying. Alright, back at Ambrosia. I'm going to max out my thief's dexterity so I can get destroyed less by traps. 100 gold translates to a single point. But the prompt to donate gold only accepts a single digit. So you gotta spam 9 until you're spent. Be careful not to go over your race's max stat because it'll just take your money. Back to the grind, baby! I want my wizard to have max intelligence so I can get those juicy high level spells. One problem though, my thief and fighter have been picking up the chests in dungeons. So it's them that both have max cash. I can't join the gold to my wizard because I would lose half of it. Thankfully, you can press H to hand equipment between people. Then press G to specify gold and input how much. The issue comes in the fact that it only takes 2 digits. So the maximum you can transfer is 99. And a single point costs 100. So to hand enough money to get from 25 intelligence to 99 intelligence means that I have to do this process 75 times. I got good at it too. H14G99 enter, H14G99 enter, H14G99 enter. Now I make everyone search the shrine for cards and spam 9 until Kalius gets 99 intelligence. Okay, now it's time to cheat about the marks. So, remember that glowing hot rod from the beginning? Yeah, you gotta touch them. They leave marks that are required to beat the game. Each one gives you a special ability that you need. I don't know how you're supposed to know this, but here we are. They're in the dungeons and I give 0 shits. My magic users are max level, so I'm just referencing dungeon maps online and teleporting straight down there. Okay, Mark got it. Mark got it. Mark got it. I also gotta find the Time Lord inside a dungeon. Yeah, find, right. The walkthrough says he's right here. The one way is love, soul, moon, and death. Okay. So max character level is 25, and the walkthrough says I should be max level before I kill the final boss. All that leveling up allows you to do is go to Lord British and he'll increase your maximum HP. This is a huge upgrade from the previous games in which leveling up does nothing. Anyway, so I'm done cheating. I want to kill the bad guy on my own. It's actually never made explicitly clear, but Exodus is the name of the villain. Well, Exodus lies beyond the Silver Snake. Okay, I'm gonna go yell Evocare, okay. Here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this is the evil castle of Exodus. And away we go. Okay, well this seems like a similar setup to Ultima 2. I'm gonna look around for that clown Exodus so I can clap his ass. There's a ton of high level monsters in here. Not too many, but just enough that it makes this a good gauntlet. Okay, this looks important. The floor is attacking me. I managed to scrape past it and okay again. One of my chicks is almost dead, and the repeated fights with the floor signal to me that I'm doing something wrong. Let's reload and try again. Okay, let's go this way. There's a guard here, okay. And then a cleric who's begging for his life, and the only way past him is to smoke his ass. That's fucking brutal. Well, there's prison cells here. Not much in them. Ooh, a chest. Okay, so we're teleported outside, and I'm fighting a chest. Death is here. You're telling me, babe. This is a really good final challenge. The combat is meaningful in a way that it hasn't been for the whole game so far. The whole place is on fire, which gives it a good sense of urgency. Okay, let's figure out how to beat the floors. My cleric has a powerful kill everyone spell, so I'm going to use that. Okay, my wizard has one too, but it doesn't quite get everyone. So I'm just going to line up my characters and swing wildly. Yeah, kick ass. Another floor, fuck. I'm just going to line my bitches up and sweep the whole area. No, K-Bar! My fighter died, but we'll press on. Kavis, no! It's all up to the two nerds now. I'm going to use my powder to negate time. I can't take another floor fight. Well, what's this? If you press L to look and input a direction, the game will tell you what something is. Exodus. These terminal thingies are Exodus. I know I need to insert cards into panels. The Time Lord said love, soul, moon, and death, so I'll try that. Oh shit, yeah, get terminated, fool. The evil wizard is a computer. Maybe not just a computer, but the game itself. This isn't Ultima 3, it's Exodus : Ultima 3. We beat the game by literally beating the game. All of the evil things we've encountered have been the making of Exodus. That makes a bit too much sense. I wonder what that says about the evils of computers or the evils of video games. Well, now I'm free from Exodus's reign and I can finally have my weekends back.